whenever today. And I appreciate you taking the time out this morning. And if you'd like to follow along today, we will be back in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, beginning in verse 15. And we will be talking about a subject that, or Solomon will be talking about a subject that affects all of us. It impacts us in so many ways, and that is finances. In fact, you will see that in one way or another, Solomon spends a great deal of time talking to his son about finances and the wise use of finances. And Solomon's approach reminds me a little bit. You may have seen the TV commercial that says, and I forgot exactly the wording, the catchline to it, but money isn't everything, but so much of what we do, so much depends on what we do with money. Something to those effects, and certainly that is true. And so our life can be blessed or cursed by finances, and many people think if they could get a lot of money, that their life would be everything would be good. All you have to do is spend a little time Googling and researching some of the big lottery winners in the United States, and see how coming into a lot of money does not certainly does not eliminate all the problems. In fact, many times those stories show us that it actually makes life much worse. And so Solomon's going to speak to his son about this, and a couple of lessons here that as we go into this, first of all, are the actual things that Solomon is going to teach are good for all of us. But secondly, is that we as parents, as grandparents, we take the same approach as well, that we learn that we teach our children about the wise use of things, of finances, of stuff. If we would spend a portion of the time with our children, teaching them about finances and the wise handling of wealth and things that we do, teaching them to hit a ball or kick a ball or dance or something like that, our children's life would probably be much better. And then, should they happen to be good at hitting the ball or kicking the ball, they're going to have a whole lot of money, and then they definitely need to know this information. And so Solomon says here, the rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. And the simple lesson that Solomon teaches his son, teaches us, that we need to be teaching on to our children. He says the rich man's wealth is his strong city. In other words, he's saying that a rich man, he's putting his confidence in his finances. A strong city would be a city for them with walls and gates and guards that were so they were safe, and they had the things that they needed. In this instance, it's saying the rich man has what he needs. Most of the things that challenges of life, he has the ability, the financial ability to handle it. He has the things of this world. He has clothes and food, a roof over his head, and the ability to take care of those things, and they just simply have the finances they need to get them through earthly problems. And many times a man with wealth comes to the point where he thinks his wealth will take care of and solve any issue that comes up in their life. But as we all know, we can go to the local cemetery and they bury rich people in the same spot they bury poor people. In the end, in particular, when we get to the point where we stand before God, that money is useless. He also says that the destruction of the poor is their poverty. Those who don't have those resources, who don't have the ability to take care of themselves, are barely getting by. And so, what he's doing there is he's saying that you don't want to be poor. You want to take care of your finances. You want to do everything you can to have some resources available, but you don't want to put your confidence in those resources because they could be gone tomorrow, and they could, and again, ultimately in eternity, they do no good. Verse 16, he says, "The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin." The rich man, the wealthy person, here he says the righteous man, he uses his resources to make life better, to help others. The wicked man uses his wealth, his resources on sinful things. And what he's telling us here and trying to teach us as he has through the remainder, the first part of this book, is the importance of righteousness. You can be poor and be righteous. You can be rich and be righteous. You can be rich and be wicked. You can be poor and be wicked. And so what Solomon is teaching his son is, yes, it's fine to have money, it's fine to work, it's fine to have nice things, but when you get those nice things, you can't set aside your righteous living for God. That when God does, if God should bless us with things, finances, resources, we are directed by what Solomon is teaching, what other scripture teaches us, to use that money in a wise manner. That we use that money wisely, that we invest it wisely, that we support godly causes, that we continue to tithe and do those things, that we give, we use those resources as possible to help those who are in need, and that we never put our confidence in those resources, that our confidence is in the Lord. And what a great lesson in today's society, even inside of the church, about where we put our confidence. Again, that it's good to have resources. Sure it is. Again, a lot of people think, get that passage crossed up that money is the root. It doesn't say money is the root of what it says, the love of money. What we do with that money, what we do with the resources that God gives us. That's what Solomon is cautioning us about. Whatever it is you have, whether you have $10 in the bank or $10 million in the bank, Solomon says use it wisely, be thankful for it, but we never put our confidence in our resources, but we put our confidence in God Himself. Have a good day. Think about that. Be grateful for our resources. Have a good one.